didn't shout. I didn't argue. I didn't even try to ruin him. I just smiled and watched the slowest collapse of a life I once admired. There's something people never tell you about having a perfect life. It makes everyone comfortable except the ones standing closest to you. My name is Oliver Hayes, and if you had met me a year ago, you would have seen exactly what everyone else saw: a composed man, measured voice, predictable success, a decent career in consulting, a clean apartment overlooking the river, a routine so structured it almost felt rehearsed. Wake up, coffee, commute, meetings, gym, dinner, sleep, stability disguised as fulfillment. But perfection is fragile, not because it's fake, but because it only takes one person to crack it from the inside. For me, that person was Daniel Brooks, my best friend. We met in college back when life still felt like a rough draft, back when ambition felt exciting instead of exhausting. Daniel was everything people naturally gravitated toward: confident, funny, magnetic. He could walk into a room and somehow own it without even trying. I was the opposite: quiet, analytical, reserved. If Daniel was the spotlight, I was the blueprint behind the stage. We worked because we were different, or maybe we worked because I believed we were on the same side. Years passed, we survived exams, internships, breakups, bad financial decisions, worse haircuts. We entered the same industry, same city, same office building. Eventually, people called us the duo. They didn't know Daniel saw life as a race, and I didn't know. He saw me as competition. The promotion changed everything, or maybe it simply revealed what had always been there. A senior strategist position opened, a rare opportunity, the kind that reshapes careers. Daniel encouraged me relentlessly. You're built for this, Oliver. You think 10 steps ahead. I'd vote for you myself. So I applied. I poured weeks into preparation, late nights refining presentations, practicing responses. Daniel even helped me rehearse. He knew my arguments, my structure, my ideas, because I trusted him, because he was my best friend. Until the day I walked into the final review meeting and saw Daniel sitting there, not beside me, across from me, smiling. He had applied too, silently, without a single warning. That moment didn't explode, it froze. Like my brain needed time to process a truth it didn't want to accept, but I stayed calm because professionals stay calm, because friends don't assume the worst, until Daniel started presenting, using ideas I had shared with him privately, frameworks we had discussed over takeout, concepts I'd explored aloud while he nodded enthusiastically. Only now, they sounded different, sharper, more confident, delivered with his natural charisma. By the time the meeting ended, I already knew the outcome. Daniel got the promotion, I got polite gratitude, and suddenly the air between us changed. Daniel became elevated, not just in title, in tone, in posture, in the subtle ways he began speaking to me. Still grinding, Oliver? Still, that word began to echo louder each time, still as if my life had stalled while his accelerated. He corrected me more, interrupted more, introduced me differently. This is Oliver. He's more of a behind the scenes thinker. Behind, always behind. Then came Daniel's first major project. And the moment I made a choice that would define everything after. He showed me the proposal late one evening. He was excited, proud, but I saw the flaw instantly: an assumption so unstable it practically glowed, a strategic miscalculation that would unravel under pressure. Before I would have saved him, before I would have warned him. But betrayal changes the math of loyalty. I looked at him, smiled. Looks impressive. He ran with it, and the failure was brutal: client dissatisfaction, budget chaos, internal damage control. Daniel blamed circumstances, bad timing, bad data, bad luck, never his judgment. He leaned on me harder afterward, confided, complained, ranted. Be honest with me, Oliver. Do you think I messed up? Oh, and every time I gave him comfort, you did what any leader would do. Because revenge isn't always an action, sometimes it's the absence of intervention. Daniel kept making bigger decisions, riskier bets. Each time asking for my opinion, each time trusting my reassurance, each time stepping further onto unstable ground. And I simply stopped being the safety net he never appreciated. Months passed, his confidence eroded, his charm strained, his reputation thinned. Yet somehow he never suspected me. Why would he? I was still there, still smiling, still supportive, still loyal Oliver. Until the night at the bar, Daniel was drunk enough to be honest. You know what my problem is? He said. I stayed silent. I keep trusting people who aren't on my level. He laughed, then added almost casually, except you, Oliver. You've always known your place. A sentence so small, a wound so precise. And in that moment, everything aligned. Daniel hadn't changed. He had always believed I was beneath him. The promotion hadn't created arrogance, it had removed the filter. For a split second, I considered telling him the truth that his collapse wasn't luck, wasn't fate, wasn't office politics, but the truth would have been mercy. And mercy was no longer something I owed him. I raised my drink. To knowing our place, he grinned, never understanding. Weeks later, Daniel Brooks resigned. Official reason, burnout. Real reason, a chain of unchecked decisions no one stopped him from making. And me, I got promoted the following quarter. Different restructuring, different path, no competition this time. People called it karma, but karma implies destiny. This was simpler, colder. He destroyed my life the day he chose ambition over loyalty. And I destroyed his the day I chose silence over protection. I never touched him, never fought him, never exposed him. I just stepped aside and let him become exactly who he had always been. Because sometimes the cruelest revenge is letting someone succeed at their own destruction.